ang topic natin tonight would be regarding aliens and UFOs. So I have few questions to Master Ricky kasi.
Wag
Kasi,
kang mag-master kasi kinakalat ko rin sa ano ko.
ay ganun ba? Sige, Ricky na lang, Ricky.
Nakakahiya ko, oo.
Baka kasi
Ricky.
tanungin ka anong belt din yung master mo, Master
Ay,
Ricky.
Diyos ko.
So yun. So Ricky, ayan, Ricky. Uh, Earlier today you tagged me over an alien or a UFO post,
Ay, wait.
which I have some clarifications about UFOs and
Yeah.
such.
Ay, timo na, I will just pay, parang put an introductory kasi
Sure.
for yung friends ko sa Facebook, no, me and Richard are doing this for PATAS. It's an atheist organization. Every week, we're going to come out with these blogs on different topics, question and answer, no? So, yun lang nga, medyo kumakapal-kapal na mukha ko. So, yan. And the topic now is yung biglaan is going to be UFOs. So yan, you just message me if you're interested. And I will just remind you, kasi it's usually every Sunday, supposedly 8 o'clock, medyo na late lang ngayon. So wag na lang kayong mabibigla kapag yan, may Facebook live ako tapos may interview. I will also end up putting this in my in my YouTube channel named Ricky Maramba. Yun. So the past videos also, yan, you can take a look at them if you like. So yan, Richard, sige, you can start na.
Nice, nice. And also, we would like to thank Madam Suzette for sponsoring yung last week, yung pastries niya, Arsenal pastries. Thank you po ulit. To our watchers, kung may time kayo, please visit Madam Suzette's Arsenal artisanal pastries, gluten-free. Suzette's gluten-free artisanal pastries. Ipopost ko po yung link sa ating Patas page para ma-visit nyo. And if may mga questions kayo, feel free to ask by messaging or typing your comment here sa ating Patas page.
Oo. Ay, and both of us are not, both of us are not scientists and all that. So, lang, we're just fond of reading a lot. So, yun lang, from our personal opinion lang yan, yun about UFO and all that. So if you don't have anything better to do on Sundays, yun, parang for entertainment purposes lang ito.
Yes. Please pose your questions here. Yan. So, yeah, that's right. We are not both scientists. I am an IT, yung clown, yung IT it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I am an IT professional and Sir Ricky is also an IT professional before, right?
Before, oo, nag-IT ako.
Pero ngayon, retired na.
Hindi naman, not exactly. Parang kind of running the family business also with my dad and my mom and my sister-in-law. So, pero yun lang. It's very small lang. So parang semi-retired na siguro.
Nice. Gusto ko rin yan mag-retire ng maaga. Like, goal ko kasi mag-retire around 50, mga ganyan. Retire na dapat di ba?
Dapat itong video natin, ipaganda natin para pag ma-monetize yun, retired na.
Oo nga, no? Sige, let's prepare for that.
Anyway, yan, ituloy mo na yung sa UFO.
Ayan, tuloy na natin yung UFO natin.
Na sila.
Right. So maraming debates about UFO and such, and I am one of the skeptics about aliens and life outer space. And then lately, so let me present my problem statement first. So my problem statement is about, although we find UFOs, it doesn't mean that there is already an alien, or it doesn't mean that there is already an artificial. There's already alien ba yun? Ang tawag doon? Life outer space. Yun ang problem statement.
No, I think what you mean is like this. UFO kasi, by definition, unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean that the object is conscious or has an intelligence.
Exactly.
Kasi
yun yung ano ko.
Unidentified
Exactly.
So I think
yun ang problem statement ko. So based on your findings, Sir Ricky, that there could be a life in the outer space outside from human beings, right? So if there is, what is your proof and what are the evidence?
Oo.
Yan
Nga
yung
ngayon,
ano.
yan. Sige, sige. Wag ka na sir. Anyway, basta
Ay, oo nga.
ganito kasi.
Sorry,
Dati,
nasanay
considered,
na ako. Masyadong
dati
formal.
kasi considered conspiracy theory yan. Kapag, ano, if you believe in UFOs, ganun yun. However, lately, I found out, no, I found out I was pleasantly surprised na even the US military now kind of acknowledges it, the US government, and they say that they acknowledge it because it comes out in several sensors. Kunyari, nakita sa radar sa ship, and then of course that's recorded, no? And then afterwards, they had in the aircraft carrier, a plane was sent, and then when the plane was sent, he also recorded it video by radar and it was seen by the person. So kapag ganon, talagang there is already a UFO. And how do we know na it is not a normal plane or it is not a normal natural occurrence? Sabi nila is because the UFO performs such maneuvers which normally do not occur. Not only are they fast and glowing, but they perform things which normal planes cannot do. Like the speed at which they go is very, very fast talaga. Okay? They can go, again, they can be faster than the speed of sound, and yet there is no sonic boom. That's one. And they perform G maneuvers that will not only wreck a plane, but it is going to squash a human body if there is a human body inside. See? And and sometimes it goes up and down very fast raw eh. And not only that, sometimes it's over the water and then pag hinabol yun, it all of a sudden plunges into the ocean and then they trace it, it's traveling under the ocean. So kapag ganon, hindi na talaga siya natural occurrence. No, it's ano na talaga. There is an intelligence behind the UFO. So what their question is now is whether it is, what the US military's question is now, is whether it is supposed to be another country's plane or if it is an alien plane. Ngayon, the reason why it cannot be naman raw a plane here is because if it were a plane here, there is no exhaust. Like, there's no exhaust from the jet or the rocket. Di ba, action, if you have action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Wala raw eh. So, there is no visible means of propulsion. Ngayon, if that was made by a country here, then ang big problem dyan is if you have a country like that, eh siguro naman nakipaggera na kaagad yon. Kasi it can easily, control everything, no? So ngayon, if it's aliens naman raw, the question is, what is it doing? Is it just watching us? Or a scientist friend of mine said na he feels it is forced reconnaissance. I think what he means is they're observing you and they're making it so blatant na hindi mo naman ako mahahabol eh. So manunood na lang ako. Yun, no? Ngayon, me naman, there's another option which I haven't really seen elsewhere. Parang ang feeling ko, it's like detent, D-E-T-E-N-T-E. Ngayon, of course, they're not at war naman with us kasi minsan these things raw fly around military installations. And sometimes they will even disable missile silos. So for me, it's like, it's detent also na you'd better not start a nuclear war or else kami yung mananagot kayo sa amin. Parang it's like it's telling the big superpowers not to open their nuclear and all. So yun, that's also another option. Ngayon, the other question is also, is if there are really aliens, why don't they come down and talk to us? And how come it is so vague na it took a while before people were able to say na they're really aliens? Why aren't they showing themselves? So maraming theory yan. Yung Fermi paradox, I forgot what it is, no? But me personally, what I believe in is it's like zoo hypothesis. No? Ay, Richard, alam ba yon? Yung zoo hypothesis?
No.
No, sige. Okay, ang zoo hypothesis naman ganito. They are treating us like in a zoo. Okay? Kasi the idea is, if you have a zoo, the best kind of zoo is when the people who are observing do not notice that they are being observed, so that they will evolve without any intervention. Di ba? It's like that eh. No. So it's also like, the prime directive in Star Trek. In Star Trek kasi, ang alam ko, yung prime directive ni Ron nila is something like this na if you see a civilization, it is about to be wiped out, or kung naglaban-laban sila, you are not supposed to interfere with the normal course. See? So ang feeling ko ganun rin. But this time, we are the inferior species. Pinapanood lang tayo. And Michio Kaku before said na the problem kasi with humans is that they're so conceited that they feel na the alien should talk to us because we are intelligent enough. Ang idea ko, no, I don't think so. No. If they really have crafts that go that fast and all that, I mean, we are really nothing. Ngayon, the morality, ewan ko lang, kasi there's also chismis that there are good aliens, there are bad aliens and all that. So yun, no? And then there's also chismis that the aliens don't only come from the physical world. There are some which are in the other dimensions and they pop into the physical world when they want to travel here. But they exist in other dimensions. Which kapag gano'n naman ang kaso, parang that's on the board of spirituality also eh. No, and the gods and all that, because you can also argue na the gods are also UFOs which are from a transcendent reality which is from another place also. So yan, may angle rin na ganon. No, so yan, marami siyang pasikot-sikot. No, I have been able to read like yun sa alien interview, yung ganon-ganon, no, pero yun lang sometimes you don't know which to follow already. And also, of course, there's also chismis that in order to keep the public from not freaking out, no, they're gonna label it as a conspiracy theory, and to make people who believe in the UFOs look crazy, the big guys are going to make some crazy story and claim that it's about a UFO when it's actually not, so that the people who will end up believing it will look crazy. So may mga ganun-ganun rin. So ganun kalawak yung scope na pwede natin pag-usapan. So Richard, ikaw, ano direction gusto mo?
Marami naman. Actually, I'm very skeptic when it comes to this topic, UFO and aliens. So because for me, although there are unidentified flying object, marami kasing factors na pwedeng tignan. Number one is yung device na ginamit. Number two is yung because we are prone to human error. So yung pag-interpret ng data. Pero just when speaking about theory naman, when it comes to zoo theory. So nagets ko naman yung explanation
Zoo hypothesis.
Zoo hypothesis theory. Very good yung explanation mo. Maganda, magaling. Now, however, as far as I can remember, there is also a data saying about the colony of ants. Yun to kasi sa colony of ants eh. Yung ants kasi naghahanap sila ng pagkain, di ba? So, pag nakita sila ng ibang colony, what they tend to do is to sasakupin yung colony na yon. So kung gagayahin natin, kung sabihin natin same sa alien, may alien sa ibang dimension or whatever, they should have colonized us. Kasi magandang planeta to eh. So it's like that.
No.
Possible na ganun, di ba?
No, actually hindi magandang planeta ito. Mamaya i-explain ko yan. Wait, isa-isahin ko Sa umpisa, you said maybe the instruments are not good enough. Kapag may nakakita ng UFO, at least in the States, ang unang humahabol dyan, military. And of course, kapag military humabol dyan, you can rest assured that the instruments are good. Okay. Unless the UFO is able to cloak it, no, if it comes out on the radar and on multiple radars and state that it is in the same position, you can assume that it is good. Okay? So, and I'm sure may videos na rin sila and all that. And when there are analysts there that say now we have looked at the figure, at the photos, and we have seen no, I forgot what they call it, flume trail or smoke trail or whatever, you can assume unless they are lying na they are telling the truth. And when they say na the thing has traveled over the speed of sound and has no sonic boom, yun rin, I guess you can assume. There was one nga malupit hinabol raw niya, and later the UFO, while traveling at a certain speed, syempre planes naman don't fly lower than 200 kilometers per hour, no? And I'm sure, doing combat maneuvers, mas mabilis yan. While it was flying, the UFO raw was encircling it like that. While flying, ha? So imagine, mahahabol na niya, sabay babalik pa, sabay hahabulin uli niya. Ganun kalupit raw yung UFO. At hindi raw mahabol-habol rin minsan. Kasi what it does is it either plunges into the ocean or all of a sudden it flies straight up. And if you're a plane, it is very hard for a plane to fly straight up. And it is funny because later when I also watch videos on drones palagi, and it says that if you encounter a bird and it is messing with your drone, the best thing to do is you fly straight up because the birds will have a hard time catching you. Kaya talagang nagmumukha talaga tayong mga tanga. That's how advanced the thing is, no? Ngayon, yung susunod mo, yung sasakupin, okay, ito, no? Before I thought of that also, and a lot of people have been pondering on that. Bakit hindi na lang tayo sakupin? Ngayon, I think it is because it's like, if you see animals and they're not worth anything, no? And you're a good civilization, hindi ka mananadista at papatayin mo lahat yan. What you would do is have scientific observation and see how their evolution is going so that you will know what happened to you billions of years ago. Bali, in short, gamitin mo na for experimentation. Pero kasi wala ka naman makukuha dito sa totoo lang eh. And with Michio Kaku, I think he has 3 kinds of civilizations eh. Kasi ganito ha, biglaan lang itong interview so I'm not ready for it ha. Pero it's like this, the first civilization which we are in or I think we're not even in is you get the energy from the earth. So I guess kaya natin oil, no? Ngayon, the next civilization, you get the energy from the sun or the solar system. No? And then the next civilization, you get it, I don't know if you get it from dark matter or whatever, but in short, no, what it means is that you do not have to invade a planet for its resources because at a high enough civilization, you can practically pluck it out. Wala na, no need for invasion na talaga. See, they really have nothing to get from Earth. Wala. So, if you're that advanced na you fly that fast, in fact, some say it even disappears at will, goes under the ocean. It makes fun of, our military here, no? Malamang ganun na rin eh. I don't think it has any problem with its resources anymore. And if it can travel that far, Diyos ko, no? Wala na. Hindi ka naman problema sa resources mo. Hindi ka na magsasakop. What happens is that, like what Michio Kaku said, he's saying something like this eh. If you have a highway and then there is an ant mound in front of you, will you bother to talk to the ants or say, excuse me, gagawa muna kami ng highway? Walang ganunan. No? Basta gumawa ka ng highway, ano ba naman yun, ants? Ganun rin raw ang ginagawa sa atin. But with us, they do not railroad us. They will inspect us and watch because it is parang a lesson in primitive life. Parang ganun. Ganun ang implication niya.
Mm. But still, it's still an unwarranted assumption, or we are still assuming that there is really a life, but there is really no proof.
Yeah. Pero yun nga eh. I mean, the maneuvers are such na umiiwas. Gets mo? Umiiwas eh.
I highly doubt the devices used talaga. So,
if you're doubting the devices,
100%
then you're saying that the US military is incompetent.
And 1% of the missed data representation.
Yun na nga. So you're saying it's either the US military is incompetent or they're lying. Ganun yun.
Mm-hmm. Possible that, or I'm thinking na they're hiding something. So it could be their own device that they're hiding.
Yun
that was captured. And then pangalawa, may nabasa pala ako na yung life daw na akala nila is from outer space could be underwater pala. Kaya parating sa ilalim ng water.
Ay iba tawag dyan eh. Hindi UFO eh. They call it unidentified underwater object ata. Parang ganon. May ganon rin, oo. Pero the chismis is the ones that come underwater is also coming from outer space. That's one version also. Like there's also the ones in Antarctica rin raw or in outer space because it's illegal raw for anyone to go to Antarctica. Yan ang balita. I don't know how true that is. But no one goes there. They go to the Arctic, they travel under the ice, but Antarctica raw parang wala raw napunta dun eh. I think illegal pa ata. Yun ang basa ko. Ganon. Pero but the one you said na it's possible na they have their own devices. No, it's really made from here, not from aliens. That's what the US military is trying to find out. Is it from Russia? Is it from China? Or is it?
It could be from them.
From out?
It could be also from them. They're just
but you know,
just like the nuclear weapon, diba?
Yeah. But but you know, if it's from Russia or China, and they are as aggressive as the way US depicts them to be, wala na. Gugulpihin na kaagad nila yung mga ibang nations. Why wait? They're already...
No,
unless,
I don't
course,
think it's
US
from Russia. I don't think it's from Russia or it's from China. I think it's really from US itself.
Ito pero with the idea of US imperialism, if US had that, wouldn't you think that they would also try, naughty stuff? They probably would also.
There's a lot of yung collision parate within armies, yung may tawag doon forgot yung army nakikipag-away sa police, hindi nila alam na police pala yun, nakala nila kalaban, ganun. I forgot the term for that, but it always happens. So I think it could be one of those things na they thought it's an enemy but it's not, but it's just them. May tawag doon sa Pilipinas nangyayari din yun. Yung militar na pagbakbakan sa pulis kasi akala nila kalaban. Dahil
pwede naman talagang ganoon. Pero yun, that's what the others are figuring out kasi that Area 51 is supposed to be a place nga where the US got what's this extraterrestrial technology.
Nga pala, speaking of that, mapunta naman tayo doon, Master tuloy. Sir, wala ring Sir Ricky na lang. Mapunta naman tayo doon, Ricky, yung alien video. Napanood mo ba yung video na yun na inooperahan yung alien? Yan.
Hindi.
May lumabas kasi na video claiming it's a video from Area 51. Then may alien na dinadissect.
I don't know. What I read kasi before is a book. I think Area 51 rin siya. The name is Alien Interview. And they were able to get an alien and they were trying to interview it. And all that. At the end, I think they electrocuted it and it died. But at the end, nagparamdam dun to one of the yung naging ka-close, and it so happens na kasi ang implication raw nun ganito, no? At least that kind of alien raw was from another dimension which doesn't have a physical body. They enter here and they make their, parang ang tawag ata nila, doll bodies. No? And there are, I think, two kinds. Ngayon, the bodies are just here to be able to experience the material world. So nung pinatay raw yung physical body ng alien, buhay pa siya. Kasi actually hindi naman siya yung namatay. Parang avatar lang raw niya yung katawan niya dito. Yun. That's why yun rin may aliens na yung may physical talaga, no? They come from the physical world. But there are aliens raw which are from another dimension and they just adopt physical bodies in order to relate to the physical world. Yun. See? And then yun na nga, that's why dyan medyo dumidikit ang spirituality because actually nangyari like in Buddhism, they say there are different heavens, different hells, and some say that those are the different universes. Ganon. Like for example, sa Bible nga, diba, they said burning bush. They said, no, that's not a burning bush, that's an alien. Because a lot of the UFOs raw are glowing. So ganun. So actually may overlap yung dalawang yan eh. No? So it depends on which UFO believer you talk to.
Mm, gotcha.
Mm-mm.
Have you heard about the Falcon Lake incident?
Hindi. Ano naman yun?
Up to this date kasi, ito yung sighting noong 1967, May 20, 1967 sa Canada.
Mm.
Pangalan ng lake is Falcon Lake. Meron kasing mangingisda dito or miner na nakakita ng UFO. Then ano siya, um, binlash siya ng UFO sa tiyan. So may mga marks siya sa tiyan na na ano siya.
Ah, yan ba
Oo.
yung ginawang sine?
I think so.
Kasi parang meron nga ako nakitang sine tapos inakyat sa spacecraft tapos inopera. Yung ba yun? Inopera ata
Hindi
siya.
naman. Let me
Oo.
show you my screen. Teka lang. I-ano ko lang to.
Yung check ko rin kung may nagko-comment dun sa nahiya talaga ako, nilagay ko sa friend ano ko. Aba?
Okay lang yan. Okay lang yan.
Oo.
So,
Hindi kasi
share
ngayon ko lang
screen lang
ginagawa
ako.
ito eh. Oh, itong si Rene Lover nag-like. Pero actually hindi ko siya kilala. Yan. O, saan dyan?
Yan. Ito yung marks niya sa chan. So, this is the first ever documented. Very documented siya. 1967 na UFO sighting na tinira siya mismo ng UFO habang siya ay nagtatrabaho. So,
Ah,
naghahanap siya, nagmimina siya, meron siyang metal detector, ganyan, naghahanap siya ng metals. And
oo.
then, sa malayong place daw sa lake, sa Falcon Lake, may nakita siyang maliwanag na UFO. Ganito yung itsura ng UFO. Pinadrawing sa kanya ng doktor, ganyan. Kasi tinatanong kung ano yung tumama sa tiyan niya. Kasi ayun yung tiyan niya, ayun yung mga marks. Then
Oo.
dinrawing niya yung matake sa kanya, ganyan daw. Ayan. Ayan, yun
Ah,
yung sa Falcon Lake.
hindi.
So,
I haven't, now lang I've heard of that.
Steve Michalak. Ayan. So, ito siya. And then, yan yung tama sa kanya ng alien, ng UFO. So, I'm thinking na ito yung 1967 siya. So, sobrang tagal na rin kasi na ito. Hanggang ngayon, ito lang yung record natin. Well documented, dumaan sa doktor, inanalyze ng doktor yung radiation niya. Out of this world din talaga yung radiation na nakuha niya.
Oo.
So, ito lang yung first ever document na hindi ako skeptic kasi merong documented kasi siya eh, well documented. Dito yung hinahanap natin when it comes to
Oo.
science, kailangan natin kasi ng document eh. So this is
Oo.
ano, very well documented kaya gustong-gusto ko rin tong topic na to sa Manitoba
Oo.
close
Kaya lang,
encounter.
of course, the mainstream naman will release what they want to release and will not release what they don't want to release. So you have to read between the lines. Ngayon, if you're just gonna wait for them to release what they want to release, mahuhuli ka by decades. Like ngayon lang nga nag-release yung US military na sinabing they're seriously looking into it and there are UFOs. See? So, yeah, it depends nga. So you really have to look at the other things and then read between the lines.
Yes.
Right?
Um, and also, when it comes naman pala, sir, Ricky, when it comes to UFO naman, how do you, ano ba, how do you figure it out or how do you draw it yung image, how do you illustrate it to someone else or ano bang itsura ng UFO para
No,
sa'yo?
kasi ang balita maraming klase yan eh.
Hmm.
No? Pero yung mga iba, parang ball of light lang raw eh. Oh, it's like an energy ball lang raw eh. So it depends nga who you're talking to. But usually, ang alam ko, they have no propulsion system eh. Doon nga nagtataka yung mga tao eh. Why is there no smoke plume? There's nothing. No? So probably raw anti-gravity. That's the only thing similar. No? So it's not only necessarily saucer lang or whatever. Hindi ganun eh. In fact, kapag malapit, I don't even know if it will look metallic or what eh. I have no idea.
Mm. Ay, the reason din pala why I'm skeptic dun sa ano no sa ibang findings nila about UFO is about are you familiar with the Aurora stealth bomber?
Ah, yeah, but yun nga. See, no matter how yeah, I know that the stealth bombers, no matter how advanced the planes are now, lahat 'yan, meron yang exhaust plume. See, none of the UFOs have that. That's the weird thing. And none of them can go above the speed of sound na walang sonic boom.
Pero
I think
yung
no matter how streamlined, wala talaga. Wala. Masyado siyang malayo. And even and it's not only the speed. The G-forces raw, it has to go through in order to do those turns. They are so high na talagang you're squashed na raw kaagad. Ang mga fighter planes, ang alam ko, they can hit mga 10 Gs or so. At kapag ganon, the airplane is practically in a wreck. It might be unflyable later. No? But these UFOs raw wala. Hindi raw nila talaga sinusundan yon. It's like halos pwedeng ang bilis-bilis biglang mag-full stop eh. Yung mga ganun raw sila.
so beyond ano Mach 25 ba yun? Yung ganung kabilis na or
Yung iba siguro, oo. It's not only the speed. The worst thing, no, is kasi I think yung mga hypersonic naman, Mach 5 to Mach 10 ata eh. Mataas naman ang hypersonic. It's not the speed you worry about. It's the abruptness of the acceleration, the abruptness of the stopping. Yun ang talagang nakakapatay raw. Kasi at least yung Mach 10 makakasakay pa yung tao eh. But you imagine yung biglang stop niya. Like in ano pa lang, in the airplanes, mataas na yung 10 Gs. So, ang 10 Gs ganito yan eh. If you are, let's say, weighing 150 pounds, and then you have a turn in your plane at 10 Gs, it means that your body weight is gonna increase to 1,500 pounds. And with your blood going down, you're going to black out. Hirap na hirap ka talaga. That's why if you watch yung Top Gun Maverick, yun, the pilots were really, no, they weren't pilots. The actors were really filmed undergoing the Gs. Ang ginawa, the real pilot was in front and then the actor was at the back. And then nag-G-turn yung mga planes and you could see the pilot struggling. You'll even have a problem breathing. With the UFOs raw, with the number of Gs it pulls, wala, you really won't be able to breathe. You would be dead. You'd be flat raw on the windshield. Ganun raw kalupit. So it's not only the speed that's no. It's not the speed, it's the G-turn. Yun yung nakakashock.
it's the
And
G-turn?
imagine, saan ka nakakita ng lumilipad tapos bigla na lang mag-underwater? Ay, Diyos ko. Wala naman submarine na lumilipad or aeroplanong nagiging submarine. Walang ganon. So, it's really, really very, very far. Ganon. It's really, really no contest. Parang ang bagsak nun, parang sinabi mong may bansa na ala Wakanda. They have a high technology na in fact, I think they're even more advanced than Wakanda. Wakanda and Wakanda is fiction, that's Marvel comics, no? They don't even go outside eh. This one talagang nagagaling pa yan sa labas.
I still highly skeptic about when going underwater na kasi
Meron. And the ones that have seen it, mga military nga kasi hinahabol nila yan. Unless yun nga, you say that they are lying. Of course,
or
pwede
there
naman
could be
magsinungaling.
exactly. And then second of all kasi is that the tools that they will be using underwater sa halimbawa sa Mariana Trench level na below sea level Mariana Trench ang lalim na masyado noon, imposibleng mahabol pa talaga nila yun kung nasa ilalim na siya. So paano
Hindi talaga
nila
mahabol
nasabi
yun.
na kaya nga
Hindi mahabol. Hindi.
una kasi
Hinabol
video capture.
yun over the ocean. And then all of a sudden, it died under the water. Hindi na nila mahahabol yun when it's under the water. The submarines,
Exactly.
ang submarines, maximum 35, 40 knots. So what, that's 60 siguro that's less than 100 kilometers per hour eh. Hindi nila mahahabol yun.
So they saw something that plunges into the water, and
Oo, direct lang.
then they won't be able to track it already kasi of course underwater na siya eh. So wala naman silang tool pang track
Siguro matatrack
underwater.
kung may submarine sa ilalim, matatrack. Pero hindi na rin niya mahahabol yun.
Hindi,
Kasi
kasi
nasa
hindi naman automatic na may submarine agad dun sa paglalanding ng Diyos. So, malayo pa yun naman kung galing at
baka
malayo.
malayo pa.
So I really think na hindi naman siya ganun siguro kabilis. It's just that hindi lang siya maabutan ng mga tracker. Kasi we won't really know kung saan siya babagsak eh, di ba?
Oo, yun nga. We don't know whether kung yung binagsakan niya may submarine doon. Oo. Pero talaga, they're saying may consciousness kasi yun, it performs yung mga evasive maneuvers and all that. And in some cases, pumapalag pa ata. So, di ba? The question na lang which was given raw to that alien interview is all of this nature or is it technology? The alien raw couldn't understand it. No, kasi for all you know, the U.F.O is actually one being. You don't know, no? Mali mo, isang species yun na ganun talaga kalakas. So it was born that way. You don't know it. No?
Oh, it could be an species lang talaga. Kaya pala walang smoke, walang trail.
Oo. At saka, so it's not technology. He was born. Ganun talaga siya. You don't know eh. Yun, hindi masagot ng
It could be a bird.
Whether it's a bird
who can swim.
Itingnan mo yung how they maneuver, how they evade. Talagang wala. No contest talaga. And I think these things were even seen during World War II eh. Matagal na raw yan eh. The military.
Hindi kaya hayop din talaga yun. It could really be an animal.
Well, malabo. Pero you look at it this way. If they don't exist, okay, and you're the one who's handling the pilots, okay, if it's a hallucination, a pilot says, I've seen a UFO, what would you do? Di ba you'd ground him? You'd ground him. Eh, syempre, may psychological yun, schizophrenia yan eh. Why don't you ground him? It's because those people...
Baka may nakita rin talaga siya or something.
Oo, yun nga. But what if he says it was flying beside the plane, it was following us, it was glowing bright and all that. I mean, if he's hallucinating and it's not true, you should ground the pilot because he's already crazy. If you don't ground him, parang sinabi mo, naniniwala ka rin. And I don't know, have you ever heard of any pilots that were grounded? I don't think so. In fact, it's very regular raw in the military for them to see eh. The ones at sea yung mga malalayo it regularly happens na raw. Normal na raw sa kanila yon. That's why I'm saying na I think it's detent. They're forcing the military not to do anything crazy. Yun. Kasi kunyari, you're advanced, okay? You're very advanced. You don't need any resources, okay? You're watching this civilization which you consider primitive. Sasakupin mo ba? Hindi mo sasakupin, manunod ka na lang. Diba?
About the second theory. I forgot the theory nasasakupin. Pero it's most probably is what's happening with the data kasi. So if some civilization would see your civilization, kahit mahina or malakas siya, pipiliting siyang sakupin para to show power. And then secondly, para magkaroon ng new resources.
No. There's no need nga eh. Because it's like you and a bunch of ants. Sasakupin mo ba yon to show power? Wala eh. Parang you don't have anything to prove. They're a bunch of primitive ants. So, what for? No? And if these things are as strong or as intelligent as wala. No, you won't even try to with them. You won't even try to talk to them. Pero, would you try to get them and operate on them? Yes, you would. And that's what's happening raw. They're plucked and then, I don't know, may implant raw nilalagay or something or mga ganon. Yeah, you would do that. No? And you'd use tools which cut very, very cleanly. See, talagang gagawin mo talaga yon. And hopefully, when you bring it back, the human doesn't remember where he came from. You will do that. And only under hypnosis lalabas na he has actually been abducted. Oh, you would do that. Ngayon, if you're from another dimension, no, would you end up going into the physical realm and abduct him? Of course not. You would go through the other dimension and enter his psyche and then figure out what to do with him and study him there and then without even showing what you're doing. Of course, you would do that. Diba?
Yes.
That's why it's funny. That's why tama yung sinabi ni Michio Kaku na the humans are conceited because they do that rin naman to the animals eh. See, so if they can do that to the animals, then why can't the UFOs do that to us? Parang ganon, to put it bluntly. See? Kasi kaya marami talagang theory yan eh. Like one is we are in a prison planet, they're just watching us. We're actually one big zoo. Oh, may version talaga na ganyan. We are bred to be watched. So may ganun talaga. And that's the perfect zoo because you know, we're not going to leave naman we don't have that many crafts naman that will leave the the atmosphere.
Zoo ng mga ants, primitive ants.
Oo. Consider us lang like mga langgam lang yan. Pero pag-aralan natin kasi dyan rin tayo nang galing dati. See?
Possible.
Yun,
But I've read na we are the first civilization in the universe kasi we came from the Big Bang, di ba? So, we are the first. Yung whoever
No. Depende rin yan kasi ganito May version kasi na may isang Big Bang. Okay? May version na oscillating universe. Magbi-Big Bang sabay magbi-Big Crunch, magko-collapse. Pero meron ring version na you have several Big Bangs occurring all at the same time. See? And our universe is just one. O yan, meron ring ganyan. Okay? So it's possible that in another universe with the Big Bang, meron doon. And you are assuming na life is considered life when it is made by carbon. And I think my classmate in high school before told me na he watched those Star Trek ata, and they were calling humans carbon units because I think in their place naman, carbon units because in their place naman, life is not carbon. In fact, some have said ata that life can be silicon, as in silicon chips. So yun nga, they're also assuming na life, in order to have life, di ba, you're supposed to have carbon, nitrogen, water, yun. And since only the Earth has that, it has life. And only a few planets, therefore, you only look at those planets. Yan, may version na ganyan. But yun nga, that is the assumption na the life only exists when there is carbon. And that is the other thing also. If you're really spiritual, no, then you would also assume that life can occur, consciousness can occur without a physical body.
Yes.
So yun, that's why it makes it very, very messy. In fact, some say that everything raw is conscious eh. Dikit-dikit raw talaga lahat yan eh. And that's another theory, that's another TED Talk which was banned. Because one guy talked about that eh. There was a guy Rupert Sheldrake, he was banned because he was saying that para bang aside from the brain, you have the mind, and there are some things which happen which cannot be explained. Like kunyari, when the birds fly raw, sabay-sabay raw yung kumakaliwa at kumakanan. Eh normally dapat may lag yan eh. The weird thing raw is bakit raw walang lag? Pag kumalawa yung isa, kumakaliwa rin yung isa. Para raw may ESP lahat sila. Yung mga ganyan, may mga theory na ganyan. Like in the trees raw na magkakatabi, how come the leaves raw? There are some trees
I saw that.
Will never touch. Diba? Parang alam nila na malapit sila sa isa't isa. Of course, you can say may scent or whatever, no? But yun, there are things rin na like that. See,
alright. So yun, wrap up na tayo, Master Ricky. It's already 1 hour. Anong masasabi
1 hour na, ha?
1 hour ba tayo o gusto mo mag 2 hours?
Ewan ko, medyo puyat pa ako eh.
Oo, 1 hour
Ewan
na
ko,
lang kasi
nahiya
para
kasi.
ano rin sa viewers yung attention span
Oo,
kasi ng
oo.
viewers eh, kumukonti ang kumukonti. You're turning into a
Oo.
goldfish.
Si
So
ano lang
yun.
ang magaling diyan, si Joe Rogan kaya niya 2 hours, 3 hours. So grabe.
Oo, Joe Rogan, grabe yung attention span ni
Grabe
Joe
talaga. At
Rogan.
podcast lang 'yun, ha.
Mm.
Podcast. Sabi ko grabe kung paano niya
Ang
nagagawa.
gusto ko lang kay Joe Rogan is he can invite people that he wants to invite and they would really
Yun nga raw sabi.
yun ang
That's why he gets away with that is kasi
mm,
marami raw talaga siyang contact. Pero yung
yeah,
pinapanood ko rin ngayon si Jordan Peterson kahit mag-isa lang siya magsalita, nakakaaliw eh. There are
Jordan
things I
Peterson.
think which I don't agree with him. Pero the way he says it kasi, ang
Yeah,
galing. Very
exactly.
eloquent talaga siya.
With
Yun ang
you.
gusto
Same
ko.
with you, Ricky. Yun ang gusto ko sa iyo,
Ah,
Ricky. Eh. You speak good talaga rin eh. You know, you're getting
ngayon lang
there.
ako nagka-guts. Ngayon lang ako nagka-guts na lumabas sa ganito. Sa totoo lang.
Nice to hear you. Ayun.
Ayun.
So, friends and patas friends. Yan, maraming salamat sa pag-watch ulit ng aming weekly night show ni
Weekly na
Master.
talaga, ha?
Weekly. Next
Ano
week.
topic next week?
For next week, napag-usapan namin ni Master. Master, Ricky na kasi. Nasama rin ako, Master. Tsaka yun yung
Wag!
pangalan ng show
Wag!
natin talaga.
Magtataka lahat ng mga friends ko sa Facebook. Bakit ganyan ang tawag mo sa akin?
Anyway. By next week, ang topic natin ay si Soren Kierkegaard at it's about marry or not marry. You will
Yan
regret
ang
it.
gusto ko. Kahit walang merit, ano. Oo.
Yun ang
Sige,
topic natin
ano na
mamaya.
tayo. Magbigay tayo ng mga short snippets na lang ngayon about singlehood para at least mainganyo silang manood. Kasi
Oo.
ako, ever since I got separated, November 1999, hindi na ako nagka-girlfriend hanggang ngayon. More than 20 years. That's why minsan they get shocked. I said that my last commitment, which was my marriage, you weren't even born yet. Minsan sinasabi ko sa kanila, nalulula sila. Sabi ko, kinaya mo talaga yun? Sabi ko, oo, kinaya ko talaga yun. Masarap talaga maging single. Okay, and then, sige, I'll give one comment, no, which is really gonna be highly scandalous, no. Kasi before, two na lang, before someone asked me, my mom's friend pa ata, why aren't you married? Or why don't you have children? Ang sagot ko, because I can fall in love with someone who is not related to me or doesn't have a commitment with me. I can take care of them the same way. Yun ang sinabi ko. Okay, ngayon the other angle, uy, Richard, diyan ka pa ba? Oh, okay, the other angle which I said was, when you're married, even if it's a happy marriage, you only get to take care of your wife and your family. Okay? When actually, if you were really utopian and a good soul, you should be able to take care of everybody. And all of us knows that when you're married, there are certain times that your spouse, whether it be the male or the female spouse, will not allow you to go out. So one can argue that marriage is selfish because you're only loving your family. Of course, you're gonna say, meron naman mga club, meron namang mga, what do you call this,
Oops.
foundations dyan, di ba?
Let's
Oh.
reserve that next
Oo,
week.
hindi. Oo, alam ko, hindi. Pakagat lang ito to show how yung lahat ng mga pasikot-sikot na pwede i-discuss. See, and me, sabi ko, since I like kind of taking care of people, if I had a girlfriend, hindi ko magagawa yan. I had several people call me because they were suicidal. I have several people calling me. Today lang mayroong ang isa kasi may problema. Imagine if you're married, papayag ba yung asawa mo na, Ricky, ba't may kausap kang magandang babae? Ano magagawa ko? Suicidal siya. Paano mo masasabi yun, di ba? That's why yun. I can haggle na marriage is selfish because you can only take care of your family. Di ba?
Exactly. And then also, yung nakita ko pala, nung nakaraan na I was watching something on, I forgot the Facebook channel, but I was watching it and dun ko rin nalaman na yung concubinage pala is about a guy na nakikipagkapit. Now, ano pala siya, hindi siya
applicable to
parang
a woman.
Oo, iba yung sa babae. Yung sa babae is
Oo.
hatol agad. Parang ganun, parang mas
Hindi,
mabigat
hindi, hindi.
agad.
Ito. Explain ko ha. Kasi ganito ito. If you're married, a girl can be charged with adultery, which means the girl slept with the guy. Okay.
Mm.
And I think ha, hindi naman ako abogado ha. I think she's just seen going to a motel with the guy. She can be charged. It is assumed that she slept with the guy. But the guy, no, cannot be charged with adultery. A guy, this is criminally ha, can be charged with concubinage, which means na you act as husband and wife. In short, dinahay mo, no, at hindi mo pinansin yung isa mong asawa, yung totoo mong asawa, or ano ba yung concubinage? Or you spent money for her or something like that. But anyway, a single one night stand with a woman is not considered concubinage. Kaya ang sabi nila, lugi raw yung babae.
Exactly.
Yon. However, I think the argument there is kasi the guy is supposed to be the breadwinner or something. And that's why mas delika. No, it's not that. The argument raw there is because with a woman raw, if she is infidelous, it's possible that the child she will bring into the family is not the husband's. But with the guy, that cannot happen raw. Pero ang sagot dyan, with Jean,
Wait, wait,
with
next
si,
week na. Hold on natin next week.
sige,
Kaya may
sige,
manood.
sige,
Oh.
sige.
Sige, guys,
Sige.
see you
Ayan,
next
sige, ako
week.
na.
Yan, patikim natin next week yan. Thank
Sige,
you
i-message mo
all.
sa akin yung pangalan ng guy ha. Oh. Sige.
Ah,
Okay.
sinong guy?
Yung
Ay,
ano, yung the guy who will talk about, and then I'll give you my links to the ones that I read also.
Stephen, yung, sinong guy? Sa ano?
Yung ano, resource material for next week, the one that wants to
Si
talk about.
Kierkegaard. Si
Okay.
Kierkegaard. It's a philosopher, 1800s philosopher. Who never marry. He's from Denmark. Ayan,
Sige.
sige. Bye everyone.
Okay, bye-bye.